Warning, this video is not made for kids. If you are under the age of 13, please turn this video off now. Hello and welcome to another video by Day Night Gaming. Now today I'd like to showcase for you a raid guide for Edens Gate Inundation in the MMORPG known as Final Fantasy XIV. Now this is a level 80 raid introduced in the Shadowbringers expansion, and today we'll be showcasing it in the tank point of view. Now before we begin, I must point out, there is no border to the battlefield, so any player that moves beyond the arena will fall off and get KO'd. Tidal Roar is a raid-wide AoE. Healer AoE heal as necessary. Rip Current will target the main tank with a line AoE. The main tank should move to the side and make sure that no other party members are behind them. Temporary Current is a large diamond-shaped AoE. There will be two random corners that will be safe for the players to move to. They should identify these locations and move to them to avoid taking damage. Drenching Pulse will target each party member with a circular AoE. After the orange circular indicators are placed on the battlefield, all players should move to avoid taking damage from the circles. This action will repeat a second time. Tidal Wave is an arena-wide directional knockback. All players should look towards the east or the west and identify a water spout off the map. This will signify the origin point in which the knockback will take place. Once the attack takes effect, all players will be moved from that direction toward the other side of the map with a distance of about 40% of the map. When Leviathan uses Undersea Quake, a large portion of the arena will be temporarily removed. Any player caught in this zone will be KO'd as if they fell off the map. One of two scenarios can happen. Players need to look at the position of Leviathan's heads. If Leviathan's two heads are spread apart from each other, that means the outer east and west sides will be removed. The player should run toward the center of the map in order to prevent from falling off the map. An example of this is notated at the top of the screen. If Leviathan's two heads are close together, that means he will be removing the middle section of the map, and players should evacuate to the east or the west to avoid falling off the arena. An example of this is notated at the bottom of the screen. Crashing Pulse targets each player with a circular AoE. All players should move out of the orange circle indicator to avoid taking damage. Eventually, Leviathan will use a targeted stack mechanic. The targeted player will get these arrows pulsating above their head. All other players need to stack on top of this player in order to disperse the damage evenly. Tsunami is a raid-wide AoE. Healer's AoE heal as necessary. Eventually, Leviathan will use a series of debuffs in which each player will get a certain type of debuff. All players need to look at the debuff tray and see which one they have. The most important to take note of is the knockback debuff. The player targeted with this will have arrows emanating from them. This player needs to move to the north of the battlefield directly underneath Leviathan's mouth. When the attack goes off, all other players will be pushed back away from this player. Please keep note that it is possible to fall off the map. Another player will be targeted with a donut AoE. The exterior as well as the interior of the donut are safe, but the actual colored ring is the damage zone. All players need to make sure not to be within this damage zone to avoid taking damage. The third type of debuff is a circular AoE. Multiple players will be targeted with this. Players need to make sure that they do not stand in the circular AoE indicator in order to avoid taking damage. Both these debuffs will have a timer on the debuff tray, and they will both go off at the same time. It is highly recommended that the player with the donut move to the south of the battlefield, far away from the other players, while those with the circular AoE go to the north, east, and west of the map. Eventually, Leviathan will use an attack called Maelstrom. At this point, Leviathan will disjoint off the map. On the battlefield, blue circular AoE damage zones will be created. Please take note that when the attack actually goes off, they will enlarge. Also, players need to look around the battlefield and identify a big swirling blue circle on one of the exterior walls. Extremely large line AoE will emit from this circle. Players need to move out of its directional path while also dodging the circular AoEs on the floor. Once again, please take note that those circular AoEs on the floor will expand to a large diameter. Players need to anticipate how large the circular AoE will erupt, as well as dodge the line AoE. Leviathan will then repeat this attack pattern one more time. After that, he will reappear at the north end of the battlefield. thumbs up button, hit that subscribe and ring that bell for notifications on future videos that I might be posting. Until next time, take care.